What's good with y'all, man? It's your boy Cam from Average Joe Sports Network, and we're back for yet another YouTube video. Now, this video is gonna be a pretty chill vibe. I got my headphones on, I got music playing on my phone, and I'm just gonna be just rapping at you guys real quick. This is something that I have talked about on my Instagram and TikTok before, but never at length. And I feel like, I mean, you don't have much time on Instagram and TikTok. So I feel like on here, I have the opportunity to talk more in depth and more, at more length about it. This video is going to feel a little bit all over the place, maybe, but the topic is just about how women's athletes can still inspire young men and make young men feel represented in whatever way the young man feels represented or inspired by that female athlete. And I think in talking about that, we're going to run into self-esteem as a young man, self-esteem or just self-image as a young man, and the pressures around from other men in your life that may affect those things, and which you may run into from other people, or shoot, even from women. I don't know how long this video is going to be. I don't know how in depth I'm going to get about it, but I will be talking about my personal perspective and my personal experiences, and I just hope that somebody might see this video and they might relate to it. But I'm rambling. um I got plenty of rambling to do about the topic. Let's get into the topic. I mean, I guess I could start with the whole uh, I mean, how can a woman inspire a man, or how can a woman make a man feel represented? It's not they're not the same. One of them's a man, one of them's a woman. That's where a lot of people are wrong. I Around my whole life, I've had examples of just strong women, some of the strongest people I've ever seen in my life. Some of the strongest people I've ever been around have been women. And those are the people in my life that have set the example of being a strong human being. This transcends gender. It's all about being a strong person. And I carry that with me throughout my entire life. And especially in content, because being a guy on the internet and talking about women's sports, um, you run into a lot of what is wrong with society around the matter. Um, Even in your real life, you run into it, and you have to be a strong person. I feel like that was a little bit all over the place, and I apologize, but this video is probably going to be all over the place just because I'm just talking from the heart here. I'm just letting it flow. But being a guy that is interested in women's sports, for a long time, I thought I didn't like sports because, I mean, I was watching the NBA, I was watching the NFL to some extent to feel included with people such as my dad, my uncles, my grandparents, my grandfathers. I wanted to feel like I was a part of the group. And I mean, all these guys around me, they're watching the NBA, they're watching the NFL, they're talking about it. I don't really care about it that much. At one point in my life I thought I did, but looking back, I didn't care about it, and I felt a pressure to at least look like I cared about it. And it wasn't until I started watching women's sports and started doing journalism for women's sports that I felt like I was at home. I felt like I was cared for by all the people that I worked with, and by all the people I worked for. Just I was just surrounded by a unique environment where I just felt cared for, and I felt like I mattered, and I felt like people cared about what I had to say. I felt valuable. And that was just an experience that I hadn't had in any sports related environment before. Um, all the people that helped me get started in journalism, women. Um, when I think back to when I started, Coach Wood, the volleyball coach at my second high school here in Alabama, um, Coach Johnson. that was the girls basketball coach at my second high school here in Alabama. And then, of course, my mom. Without my mom, I don't have the writing skills that I have to be able to pursue my journalism career. Without my mom, I don't have the confidence in what I do to reach out to the people that I've reached out to gain the opportunities that I've gotten. Um, Without my mom, I don't learn how to push through whenever things get hard, whenever people leaving hate comments. Ultimately, without women, I'm not where I am in my life right now. I don't know where I would be without a lot of the women I've come across throughout my life. Um, and I'm very grateful for that. I'm forever grateful for that, and it's really important to me. Um, and I guess the next thing I could talk about is just self-image as a guy. Um, you know, I've questioned my masculinity a lot um, in this journey of running Average Joe Sports Network. A lot of people have questioned it for me, which led me into doing so. And I've never talked about this on Instagram or TikTok before, but it's been tough. It's been hard. A lot of people have made me feel like less of a man for liking women's sports. They made me feel like less of a man for my opinions on other men, and it's worked. I mean, I felt down about myself a lot in regards to my masculinity, and it sent me on a deep uh, period of thought about what it means to be a man to me, um, personally. And to me, a man is someone that respects women. A man is confident in himself. A man, I mean, it's it's so deep and it's just so much that even I'm not even done thinking about. But ultimately, the parts of being a man that serve this video are strong people that support women, that are confident in themselves and confident in what they do. People that don't care what other people think. That's been so important in running this page. All the people I've come across, all the hate comments I've gotten, I have to learn how to filter out the nonsense that people have told me. Like, you guys wouldn't believe the stuff that I've been told in DMs or in comments, even in my personal life. Like I've mentioned, the comments that have been made towards me in regards to my masculinity, in regards to what I do and what I talk about on social media. Um, and it's been tough. And that's not to say that I think I have it tougher than women or the women in my life, because I'm intelligent enough, emotionally intelligent enough to know that what I've gone through is not as hard as it gets, and that's what keeps me going. There's people out there that have it harder than I do, and I have the mindset to hopefully help them throughout whatever they're going through, because I know it's harder than what I'm going through. So I just got to keep pushing through and just hope that I make a change in someone's life. I hope that I've made some young man out there feel validated in liking women's sports, or feel validated in respecting women, because ultimately that's what we should all be doing. That's the right way to do things. Um, I don't know, man. You get a lot of pressure from the men in your life to behave a certain way just because there's an image about what a man is supposed to be, and when you disrupt that stereotypical image of what a man is supposed to be, you get criticized for it. You get people questioning you for it. I've had people ask me, "Why do you like women's sports?" Not always in a hostile manner, but just in a questioning way. But that's just because the average guy doesn't care about women's sports. The average guy, you know, just doesn't care about them. And when they run into someone and see someone like me that cares so much about them, they're confused because they've just never seen it before. Um, and you know, I don't I don't know. I'm trying not to cut this video because I'm just trying to get out everything that I've ever thought about this. But I guess we could just transition into a young man feeling inspired by um, a female athlete or feeling represented by a female athlete. It just look at me, right? I'm a black man. I like hockey and lacrosse. Those have never been predominantly black sports. Instead, they've been predominantly white sports. Whenever I've been watching those sports, and I see a black woman doing whatever she's doing in that sport, I can't help but see my sisters. I can't help but see my mom. I can't help but to see my grandmother, my aunts, um, my cousins. You know, it's it's a powerful feeling because those women that I'm seeing out there that are doing their thing, they they remind me of the strong, powerful women in my own life. And it's just so special to me because I don't know. It's just it's really special to me, right? When I look at my favorite women's soccer player of all time is Sophia Wilson. I just think her dominating on Team USA and in the NWSL, having her kid, and then coming back as a mom, that just represents so much to me that goes beyond sports. It's bigger than sports. When I look at Sophia Wilson, I see my mom. When I look at Mallory Swanson, I see my mom. Strong, beautiful, confident, black. She doesn't care what people say about her. She doesn't care what people have to say. She's just too busy doing her own thing. And beyond just, reminding me of all the strong women in my life, they let me know as a black person that I can achieve whatever I want. I don't have to listen to what everyone has to say about me. I could be confident. I mean, I can be in spaces that aren't full of black people. I can be in a space and show other black people you could be there because I'm here. I'm showing you that you could be here because I am. The first athlete that comes to mind whenever I say what I just said there is Sarah Nurse. When I first started watching hockey, I started out with the NHL and I felt out of place. I didn't see that many people that looked like me, and a lot of the people that looked like me that I knew of, they were retired. I started watching women's sports. I started watching the PWHL, and I couldn't help but notice this one player that looked like me, and it was Sarah Nurse. I didn't know anything about her. I didn't know hardly anything about the PWHL, but I could tell you who Sarah Nurse was, and I could tell you that Sarah Nurse is my favorite hockey player. The men's, women's, doesn't matter. She's my favorite hockey player. I remember during Black History Month when she made a video for the Golden Eyes page, and she said that she hopes that she inspires young black girls and young black boys everywhere. And when she said that, it was minor. A lot of people probably just, heard that and was like, "Oh, well, duh. I heard that." And it made me feel seen because she understands that while she is a women's athlete and she plays in a women's hockey league, there's guys like me that are out there watching her. And that meant so much to me, and that's what made me realize women's athletes reach when it comes to inspiring people. It doesn't stop with girls. Why would it? There's plenty male athletes who are some young girl's favorite at whatever sport they play. Why does it make me, oh, you're gay? Why are you watching women's sports? You're gay. Why do you? It doesn't make you gay to be inspired by a female athlete. It doesn't make you less of a man because you like women's sports. It doesn't make you less of a man that you're inspired by a female athlete. Female athletes are some of the most inspiring people on this planet. And if you're choosing not to see that, what does it say about you? It, instead of me, what is that saying about you that you're choosing to ignore the obvious inspiration, the obvious influence that this person, cut out all the men and women stuff for a second, that this person is displaying right in front of you? Says more about you. Um, I don't think I had anything left. It's 10:30 p.m. And I've just had all this on my mind, and I just had to tell someone. So naturally, it's you guys. But I guess let's just get into the outro. I kind of already forgot it again, but I think I remember. We're not gonna check the old videos this time. I'm trying to get myself to remember it, but see you next time.